Welcome to the top of the morning show. It's your girl TT from the D. Happy Monday, everybody. I am excited about this morning. I was looking at some analytics last night and I was just blown away to know that I have such a wide range of listeners. Salute to all of the men and women, boys and girls across the globe. And I literally mean across the globe. I want to start shouting y'all out. Some of those countries I can't even pronounce. But I just want to say thank you. This morning, we're going to talk about 10 steps for ending toxic relationships. I don't know if y'all ready, but I know I'm ready. It's a new day. It's a new way. Ending a toxic relationship may not be easy, and it definitely is not going to be quick, but it is worth it. When you want to live for you, when you decide, I'm going to open up my life and live again. The question is, how do I end it? And most often, a lot of us, we really go searching when it's clear and plain. Sometimes we got to have those self-talks so we can talk it out. You may be trying to figure it out, how to break up a toxic relationship with somebody that you're in a romantic relationship with. But toxic relationships aren't just limited to that intimate partner. They can be with family members, co-workers, classmates, friends, frenemies, right? Your neighbor, your partners, your organizations. So let's be careful not to put titles into places that don't go with everybody, because you're worth it. I want you to take the time out to jot this down or use your smartphone and use your voice notes, whatever that looks like. All right? Number 1, step out of denial. Yeah, see, the first step towards solving any problem is meeting it head on. See, sometimes people want to act like they don't see what's going on, what's right in their face, and that normally just breeds and feeds the toxic relationship. You have to firstly admit that you're in one. And it's not hard to see, especially when other people can see it outside of you. Okay? Now, can you do it? Yes, you can. And I'm going to tell you this. Once you do, there's 4 things that you're going to be able to say, my God, this has totally lightened this. Your stress level, you're feeling burnt out, your depression, or looking like you're headed into depression, and anxiety, if you have anxiety. Number 2, keep a log of your emotions. Now, I know you might say, TT, we too old, we doing journals and doodling and this and that. Okay. You don't got to use a journal. Again, you got your little smartphone. Use your smartphone. Sometimes we forget how we feel because we want to forget, yet we don't deal with it, so we really are not forgetting. I know that was like a twister. You have to really look and say, you know what? This is how I was feeling. Okay? And let's just say, hypothetically, today is Monday. You're feeling energetic. See how you feel throughout your day. Tomorrow will be Tuesday. How do you feel? Do you still feel energetic, or do you feel a different kind of way? And if so, what was the difference between today and tomorrow, which would be Tuesday? Might make more sense hearing it than saying it. But it's allowing you to really acknowledge your feelings, whether you're feeling anxious, scared, upset, nervous, excited. Write it down. Take a little note, sticky note. I don't care. However you do it, just do it. That's my advice, okay? Number 3, identify the perks. Yeah, see, your toxic relationship may have its perks. So get out your journal or your legal pad. Again, your sticky note. Write them down. Now, you might say, I'm in a relationship with somebody who shares my finances. I can't live on my own. I can't take care of myself. So you deal with it. You deal with them. That's a no-no. You might say, okay, they're family. well, they look out for me from time to time. They help me. Is it worth your peace from time to time? Now, I know it says easier said than done when I say this. If you're looking for that person that's toxic, you deal with them just because they do you a favor. They might babysit your child or your children from time to time, or they might lend you a couple bucks here and there. I need you to find another way. Barter your services if you can, but find another way. You might have a toxic boss. Ugh, we've all had those, where they are just full of toxicity. But at least you know how to deal with them, right? You might say, well, I know they toxic, but still, why? Okay, that's my boss. What am I going to do? I need you to stand 10 toes deep and focus on yourself, your work. And when that boss comes around with their toxic self, let them do all the talking. Hold nothing in. As a matter of fact, if they come around, if you're able to, stand up, move around while they're talking to you. So you can leave that energy in a space you last received it and get back to what you was doing positively. Just a little nudgy note, right? Whatever your reason is, whatever the perky is, write it down. And really ask yourself, is it worth it? Number 4, fill the holes. Now, there will be holes left open in your life once you clear this out, right? Let's just say one of them is having a home. You might start looking at new living arrangements or have to go back home and start all over again. You might have to, stay at somebody's house. You might have to jump from couch to couch so you can get on. So I know some of y'all like, I ain't doing none of that. I know. And it's temporary, right? Because you're uncomfortable. See, when you're trying to get your life together, you got to be uncomfortable in order to become comfortable. Because you was already uncomfortable. I know that's another tongue twister. But the person that's sharing those finances, or this person pays the car note, or this is this person's car. This is this. They own you, sis. They own you, bro. And that's not healthy. You could do bad on your own. You don't need to have company to do that. Number 5, surround yourself with positive friends. Refresh your circle. Some of y'all need to get rid of some of them people that call themselves friends, and they are not. They're not even good enough to be called foes. They are taking up space and time, and you are allowing it. And maybe you might be that person that's doing that in someone else's life. I need you, friend, to cliffhanger yourself and work on you. See, encourage yourself to do the right thing so that when you're seeing the right thing, you can appreciate it, right? Now, I'm going to tell you, research had showed that the quality of our relationships affect our way we feel in our immune systems, right? It creates moods. We have to learn how to have different type of coping skills, right? So a lot of y'all will realize that you are putting yourself at a lower risk of developing cancer, heart disease, depression, addiction, and there's so many forms of addiction, okay? But when we're around toxic people, dealing with toxic situations, we try to get lost in the moment, and that's not always the best way to do that. Number 6, drop a note to yourself. Write yourself a little thank you note. I know you might say that sounds crazy. Tell yourself you're proud of yourself. You're doing a great job. Leave that and read that when you feel like you need to. I know it sounds crazy. You might feel like I can't do that. Yes, you can. You have to learn to love yourself. If you don't love yourself the way you do, or you should. And you might say, you don't know me, TT. No, I don't. And I know that we have our own battles, we have our own struggles, and we have to pick them wisely. But you deserve to be told that you are loved. And if nobody's telling you that, tell yourself that, like, I love you. Look in the mirror and tell yourself, I love you. And I'm going to take better care of you. And mean that. And not only mean that, do that. I was having some not so easy conversation with my husband yesterday about myself. And my husband, he's such a big supporter of me and all the things I do. And sometimes I can be harsh on myself, and he doesn't like that when I'm like that. He believes in walking in your truth, but beating yourself up. He's like, God, I wish you stopped doing that in certain things. And I'm like, I know. And I heard myself say, I know. And I realized I've said that so many times. And I really don't know. So I'm not telling you something this morning just for me to tell you something, to have something to say. I'm telling you that because I need to hear that myself. To tell myself, I got you. Everybody else could say they got you, but nobody can have you like you have yourself. Number 7, treat yourself. I just talked about that. I had a wonderful Saturday. I treated myself to the spa and a nice brunch. And from time to time, I'll treat myself to lunch or, it's just go buy yourself a shirt, a pair of pants, a whole outfit if you're feeling dangerous, right? A pair of shoes. Just do something for you. It doesn't have to be big. You don't got to go broke. It could even be a candy bar, a bag of chips, an apple, a bigger size water. You get what I'm saying. I'm being very petty, but I'm being serious. It don't matter what it is. Treat yourself. You treat everybody else, so treat yourself. Get that expensive cup of coffee if you want it. You ain't got to go and get the gas station coffee if you're on your way to work and you're like, I'm going to save on that. Why? Treat yourself. Every now and then, it's good to treat yourself. And again, I was just being petty. You know what I mean. Treat yourself. I treated myself when I was in a conference. I was at a conference in Vegas 2 weeks ago. And my husband was like, buy yourself some stuff if you want to. We went to some outlet malls and did some shopping. And I wanted a crossbody bag, right? And I saw this one in a Coach store. And I was like, And so I was getting the opinions of my friends who are also my coworkers. And then I was like, you know what? I'm going to do it. And I did it. And when I tell you I felt proud of myself, I was like, I treated myself. I deserve that. I work hard and I deserve that fruit of my labor, right? It didn't take anything away from my family or my responsibilities. It was what I could do for myself and I chose to do it. I treated myself. Try it. Number 8, heal the guilt. All right. Now listen, some of y'all gonna feel like, oh my God, you're gonna feel so guilty for so many reasons, especially if that person that you had to cut off was dependent on you. You'll be like, oh, what they gonna do is not your problem, friend. It's not your problem. For those people that don't want to work and they $5 you, $10 you, $20 you, $30 you, $40, $50 you to death, knowing they ain't got no intentions in giving it back because for one, they might not work and they can't. And it's like, you feel guilty when you say no because you know they might need it, but if they need it, why won't they go get a job? If they are able-bodied and mentally able and they just sitting there being lazy, I'm going to need you to end that. Stop being a crutch for them. If they're always talking about what they're going to do, but you don't see them moving, I don't feel comfortable loaning you money. You don't work. You ain't trying to work. You picking and choosing. Yeah. Now, if you're hungry, I'll feed you. And that ain't, you need your clothes washed and, hey, I'll throw a load in for you. You need a ride? Where you trying to go to? Is it for a job? Right? Is it for a job? Is it what? Oh, you can't borrow my car because if something happens, God forbid, you get in an accident, you ain't got a job to fix nothing. No, you can't pay the deductible, none of that. You get where I'm going, right? Also, when you get ready to end that romantic relationship, it's going to be hard because you're going to feel like, oh, well, she's done so much for me or he's done so much for me. But you've been in that relationship way too long. You should have been got out of it, sis. You should have been got out of it, bro, but you didn't, right? She didn't want to hurt the other person's feelings. But your feelings been hurt all along. Once you were no longer invested in that relationship and you was just physically there, but mentally, emotionally, and spiritually you weren't there, friend, you was hurting yourself more than you hurt the person that was there because they was just there for the ride. At the end of the day, think about the relationship that may have harmed those closest to you that have a child or children. Now, I'm going to talk about that one because whatever you feel guilty about, some of y'all don't even feel guilty. I think about the relationships my mother had that actually mentally and emotionally scarred me as a child. And I couldn't understand it as a child, and even as an adult, I still like, why? But we all have our reasons on why we are in relationships, why we choose to stay in them, toxic or not, right? You love somebody, you see the goodness in them, great. But when it's toxic, it ain't that much sin. It's not. And what's so funny, not ha funny, But what's so funny is you're going to be able to see the levels of anxiety and depression and stress that those people or that person brought to your life. And you're going to wonder to yourself what took you so dang long to cut them out of your life. Number 9, repeat affirmations. See, affirmations can be powerful tools. Y'all know, you've heard there is power in what we say, right? There's power in your tongue. You got to watch what you say come out your mouth. You also got to watch what you allow people to speak into your ears, right? You got to believe in yourself. If you want to feel strong, you could say something like, I am strong, I am brave, I am beautiful, I can do this. Have those self-talks, but reminding you of the affirmations, because you are everything that you say you are. And the brain actually changes with regular self-affirmations when we utilize them. I love seeing people speak affirmations into their children. For me, yes, I will encourage my children, but I have a different method with my 13-year-old. I did it with my 21-year-old when he was younger, but I leave motivational notes on a board, a little whiteboard for him every morning for school, right before school, Monday through Friday, to get him going so he can read it, because he's read something about whatever it is. And I prop it up for him every morning. He says, thanks, Mom. I look forward to leaving those little notes. See, it's the little things that mean the most. Number 10, and the final one, and I'm going to let y'all go because it's been a long Monday morning thus far. Allow some rest. Give yourself the okay to rest. Stop jumping into these relationships with these people when you know you don't need to be in these relationships with these people. You need some idle time to sit down and say, you know what? I've been in relationship to relationship to relationship. It's about time for me to settle down and sit down. And have several seats while you're doing it. Okay? Have several seats while you're doing it. Stop getting into repeated relationships that mimic the one you just got out of. That's 1. 2, take some time to get to know what you like. See, a lot of times we get lost in these relationships because we want to be everything he needs us to be, ladies, right? We want to be everything she needs me to be, right, fellas? How about be everything you need to be for you? Because once you discover what you need to be for you, everything else gonna follow suit. I promise you that. Well, that's all I got for y'all on this magical Monday. It's a beautiful Monday. It's a little chilly, a little rainy. If you in the D, I don't know where you are around the world, because as I said earlier, there's so many people listening from around the globe, and I'm grateful. So wherever you are, however your weather is, embrace it, enjoy it. Whether it's sunny and bright or gloomy and rainy, you're a part of that. You are a part of that. You don't have to look like the storm as long as you remember to look like the sun. That's all I got for you on this beautiful Monday. I hope that you will tune in tomorrow morning for another amazing show with your girl TT from the D. And remember, tomorrow's Tap In Tuesday. I have an amazing guest on my show for tomorrow coming. You want to know who? You want to know who he is? Oh, I gave it half away, right? I said, oh, you want to know who he is? So you know it's a fella. Yes, a fella. I had the pleasure of having his wife on my show twice on my Tap In Tuesday, and also on my my show was Married Couples Poor, but his name is Cordero Kendricks. They call him Cord. Okay, you might have seen him best portraying one of his roles on Snowfall or Chicago PD, The Chi. You might have seen him on Empire, right? Where he served his breakthrough role, right? He's also an amazing rap artist, okay? He is taking the world by storm, standing in his own lane, creating his own journey. He's a writer. He is producing. He's acting. But the biggest thing is he's loving on his queen, his wife. Salute to Ashunta Sharif Kendricks, an amazing woman. These two together are amazing. And it's my honor and my pleasure to be able to say that I'll have them on my show tomorrow. So you got to be sure to tap in for Tap In Tuesday, TT from the D podcast. And you can catch us streaming live on multiple platforms such as Facebook Live through StreamYard, LinkedIn, Twitter, YouTube. There's another one. It's on my platform, and I feel so bad because I always forget it. But I just got hip to it a couple of weeks ago, and I put it out there. But you also can catch it on Headliners as well. So that's all I got for you for real this time. It's your girl TT from the D, and I'll see you soon.